Ilse Koch was not a soldier on the battlefield, nor a general issuing orders from afar. She was something far more disturbing, a civilian woman who found pleasure inside one of the most brutal systems ever created. Known to history as the Witch of Buchenwald, Ilse Koch became one of the most infamous female figures of Nazi Germany, not just for her cruelty, but for the sadistic enjoyment she took in suffering. Born in 1906 in Dresden, Ilse Köhler grew up in a seemingly ordinary, working-class German family. There was little in her early life to suggest the monster she would become. Yet, like many Germans of her generation, she was drawn to the Nazi ideology during the economic collapse of the Weimar Republic. In the early 1930s, she joined the Nazi Party and quickly became involved with the SS through her relationship with Karl Otto Koch, a rising SS officer. Their marriage in 1937 marked the beginning of Ilse Koch's descent into absolute moral darkness. Karl Koch was appointed commandant of Buchenwald concentration camp, one of the first and most notorious camps built on German soil. While Ilse had no official rank, she wielded enormous power as the commandant's wife. Prisoners quickly learned that her presence meant danger. She rode through the camp on horseback, armed with a whip, selecting prisoners at random for punishment, humiliation, or death. Witnesses later testified that Ilse Koch took a particular interest in prisoners with tattoos. According to survivor accounts, she ordered such prisoners beaten, tortured, or killed so that their skin could be harvested. These pieces of human skin were allegedly used to make lampshades, book covers, and decorative objects for her home. While historians still debate the physical evidence of these artifacts, the testimonies of survivors consistently point to her obsession with human skin as trophies of domination, but her cruelty went far beyond rumors. Ilse Koch was known for public beatings, for laughing during executions, and for taking sexual pleasure in watching prisoners suffer. She frequently accused inmates of fabricated offenses, knowing full well that such accusations would lead to torture or death. For her, life inside Buchenwald was not a tragedy. It was a stage, and the prisoners were disposable props. Survivors describe her as cold, theatrical, and sadistic. She enjoyed absolute power without accountability. There were no consequences, until even the Nazi system itself found her behavior excessive. In a striking twist, Ilse and Karl Koch were arrested by the SS in 1943. Not for crimes against humanity, but for corruption. Karl Koch had embezzled money and murdered prisoners to cover it up. The Nazi regime tolerated mass murder, but theft and disloyalty were unforgivable. Karl Koch was executed by a firing squad in 1945, reportedly near Buchenwald itself. Ilse Koch, however, survived the fall of the Third Reich. After the war, she was arrested by American forces and put on trial in 1947 during the Dachau trials. The courtroom heard horrifying testimonies from former prisoners who describe her cruelty in detail. She was sentenced to life imprisonment. Yet in a controversial decision, her sentence was later reduced due to insufficient physical evidence, triggering public outrage across the world. The backlash was so intense that German authorities rearrested her. In 1951, Ilse Koch was tried again, this time by a West German court. She was convicted of inciting murder and severe mistreatment of prisoners and sentenced once more to life in prison. Behind bars, Ilse Koch never expressed remorse. She claimed innocence, insisted she was a victim of propaganda, and remained emotionally detached from the crimes attributed to her. In 1967, after years of imprisonment and psychological decline, she hanged herself in her cell using bedsheets. She left behind no apology, no confession, no redemption. Ilse Koch's story remains one of the most disturbing examples of how ideology, power, and cruelty can merge into something monstrous. She did not kill with her own hands, but she inspired death, enjoyed suffering, and turned human beings into objects. Her laughter during executions echoes through history as a reminder that evil does not always wear a uniform or carry a weapon. Sometimes it smiles,